And welcome into the Summer Classic preview show brought to you by WiffleWorld. Mike Rennick, David Unterreiner, as we get set to look ahead to this weekend. A day of wiffle ball coming to downtown Cape Girardeau. The Knights of Columbus grounds the scene for this year's Summer Classic. David, a big day ahead this week.
Man, Mike, I can't wait. It's gonna be incredible. New venue on the riverfront. So excited.
So it's a one-day tournament, and I thought we'd just take some time to just see what's shaping up for the day. Sound good?
Yeah, it sounds great. Thanks for taking the time. We have a lot shaping up, so we got some things to talk about.
All right. So off the top here, what does the tournament field look like? You've got some teams, it sounds like, that have made their way through the wiffle ball wars, especially in southeast Missouri here over the years. Maybe some new teams as well.
You know, Mike, you and I have been playing wiffle ball in Cape for a long time, and there's a long list of historic teams that show up year after year after year, and pretty much none of them have shown up for this. It's a brand new field. I think the old timers they've seen the talent that this tournament brings year after year, and I think they're just stepping down.
Well, the old timers they're old. That's just it.
They're old. You know, they got kids. They've moved to Florida. They've gone on retirement. I don't really know what's going on.
They're on the golf course.
Yeah, when they show up, they're getting beat, and so they're not showing up anymore. Now, there are some teams around still from the old days. The Regulators are back in. The Diablos, they're not in, which is it's always heartbreaking when the Regulators and Diablos can't get together in a big tournament, but that's how it goes. We do have some teams from Jeff Augustine's tournament over there, the Wiffle World Series. Stag is in, and as you know, that's their show. It's showtime when Stag's on the field every time.
So Stag is in this year.
Stag's in, man. They don't miss it. They've been excited for a year and a half, pretty much. We took a hiatus last year, and Jeff Brody hits me up weekly asking when the tournament's going to be, and I finally got him a date, and they were the first team in.
So this is the 5th annual. So they've been pretty much there year after year. Who else are some familiar names?
Well, Whipple Squad, who's been pretty much dominating the scene lately in Cape Girardeau, along with the Diablos. But Whipple Squad's in. They're the 2-time defending champ here.
Okay.
So they're going for a three-peat, and Nick Hogan's back. I've been speaking with him a little bit recently, and he made 2 big waiver wire pickups this week, grabbing some young kids, and to kind of help him out on the mound. He said his arm's not what it used to be right now, so that's a big red flag for them, and a gate opener for the rest of us in this tournament.
You know, I was watching a wiffle ball tournament where Nick, if my memory serves me correctly, he gave up a game-tying grand slam in a semifinal matchup. You know, if he wraps up the deal, they go to the tournament championship. This was at Sherwood Yards, and you know those can be some defining moments in someone's wiffle ball career. Not certain he's been quite the same pitcher since he gave up that granny. Well,
I've really got to hope that grand slam got in his head, because he's been unhittable in this tournament for years, and anything if that did it, great. Let's take Nick down. It's been too long of a run. So there's some good teams in here that I think can do it. But there's also some new teams, and a lot of teams that we've never heard of. I mean, listen to this: the Rhinos, Springfield Isotopes, Louisville Chuggers, Make Wiffle Ball Great Again. Tyler Gerlach has a team in here, and we don't know anything about him. We don't know the team name yet. We don't know the roster yet. He's keeping it all nice and stealth.
Was he paid the money, though? Has he paid the money? That's always key.
He paid the money. He's responding. He's out there, but he's a dark horse right now, and it's a little scary. Cody Dernberger got a team in for the first time, the Bush Bandits. I've been worried about him. They've been lurking around this tournament for years, kind of wanting to get there, and they finally committed. So, and then we got the old boys from Illinois, the YiSH Casserole are back in, and they're a fan favorite at this tournament. And I'll tell you what, Mike, I'm not sure they can win it, but they play more wiffle ball than anybody I know, and so they're going to show up ready to go.
Well, that's high praise.
It is, and they enjoy being around that beer wagon too.
No, I will say sometimes the more you play, the worse you get. So sometimes just the once a year go out and put it all on the line. It's kind of it works out pretty well at times, especially when you're facing, as you said, some of these old timer issues.
Exactly. Guys like us, we can't just go out there and play every day anymore.
So how many teams right now do you have in the tourney?
We have 15 of them.
Do you really? Wow, that's a big one.
It's a big one, yeah, and I think we have some interest. It wouldn't surprise me if we hit 18 or 20 here in the next couple of days. We've got a couple more days to register, and there's a couple teams now that have registered out of St. Louis that some guys straight out of high school right into college, and I think these guys are going to be tough. They played a couple years ago, and they dang near won it all as freshmen in high school. So they're back with the team, and so I don't know. It's just scary. It's not an old timers game like it was years ago. This tournament, it's going to be about speed.
Yeah, I remember. You mentioned the regulators. I remember when they were in their heyday, it was a lot of speed, a lot of diving for balls, a lot of running as fast as you can to run out a ground out, possibly going for 2, going for 3 on a bunt. Those days are over.
Oh, it's over for sure. It's a new generation, and the teams that played like the regulators did back then are the teams that I think have the best chance to win. But as Nick Hogan has proved year and year again, you also got to have a pitcher. And as the Diablos have proved years and years, forever, how long, like 25 years now, they've had an ace pitcher, and they've won a lot of championships, more than anyone else in Cape Girardeau.
Yeah, right now Ross Bennett has been on the mound for their run, 4 consecutive titles over at Sherwood Yards, and this past season knocked off in the tournament finals by the Rusty Ducks. So they're a good group of guys. Eric Primer and his boys, and they've always been very gracious to allow for some of the tournament to be played on their field, and so good to see them win. I guess if someone's got to win, but so some of the specifics for you guys this Saturday. When does tournament play begin? And it's all one day, right?
It's all one day. Yep, we're going to start at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, and we'll see how the number of teams shape out, but we're looking to finish and have a championship game start at 6 o'clock.
Starting at 6, okay.
Yeah, so it'll be pool play, and we'll go into single elimination, basically, like a playoff bracket, and we'll just get down to the nitty-gritty in late afternoon.
And I know WiffleWorld's always been great about giving money to certain organizations. Special Olympics Missouri is the entity this year, right?
They are. We are very excited. We saw what they did up in Jeff City with their Training for Life campus. It's just phenomenal, and we're very excited to be supporting them. And they've been such a great partner for us, and have really brought a lot of good publicity towards the tournament and the things WiffleWorld's done in the past. And they've done a good job in just helping us create a really what I like to call a community event. It's more than just a wiffle ball tournament. It's for the community, and even if you're not going to play wiffle ball, you can come out and enjoy things. The Special Olympics is going to have a kids' village set up. It's going to be phenomenal. We're going to have barbecue. We're going to have a bar inside. There's going to be, in the air condition, Mike, you can go in and get food and drinks, watch wiffle ball from inside. And you can get food and drinks outside. We're going to have tailgate games. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be our best atmosphere yet. It's right on the riverfront, and we found a way to conquer the heat if that happens, you can go inside and cool off. So it's we're looking forward to it.
It's exciting to be there on the grounds of the Knights of Columbus, big front lawn area there, and as you said, on the riverfront, right by the Bill Emerson Memorial Bridge and near the river campus in downtown Cape. So a new venue, a new look, and it's going to be a fun day coming up.
I think so, and just all the work that's gone into downtown Cape in the last 10 years is phenomenal, and I've always wanted to do an event down there, and so this is going to be fun. It's going to be a special day, and the other thing I'm really looking forward to is all of our tournaments here the past 4 years have been on dirt, and now it's kind of like you and I grew up playing at Sherwood Yards and back over at Cameron Yards and at Prumer's Field. It's and back all in Sadie's Field, Mark Rubel's old field. It was all grass, and the ball plays different. The game plays different. The pitches look different. So it's I'm excited to move it back to grass. I think it's going to have a much more backyard feel, which is kind of how we all grew up playing. I think how everybody grew up playing wiffle ball.
Now, I know you're known for cramming fields into any little nook and cranny that you can get them into. How many fields will be part of the play on Saturday? One field, two fields? What are we going to see?
We're going to do 4, Mike, believe it or not.
4?
We're going to cram them in there. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, we want people, we want people to be able to play a lot. You don't get to play a lot of wiffle ball here, especially on a set-up field. And, people have put a lot of time and effort into making this happen on a lot of different fronts. So we want people to enjoy it and get every opportunity they can. So we think we can cram 4 in there. We're not really going to know until Friday afternoon, but we're going to get 4, and we're going to play as many games as we can and get people playing. All
right. So if there are a couple folks that are thinking, all right, I got nothing going on Saturday, I'm going to go give this a whirl. This is basically miniature baseball, so be ready to run the bases, be ready to make throws, got to have a pitcher, that type of thing. And you can play with, 4, is that right?
Yeah, 4 is the minimum in the field. 5, you can play 5 in the field, pitcher, catcher, and 3 fielders.
Okay.
And then you can bat up to 9, and registration's open until Wednesday at noon. So if you still want to get in, you can get in. If you just want to come down and see it and check it out and have some fun, do it. You can still get in the home run derby. There's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. So check it out for next year too, because we're having so much fun putting it on that we'll definitely be back.
All right, Summer Classic this Saturday, wiffle ball with WiffleWorld. It's at the Knights of Columbus Hall in downtown Cape. Now I know that the field's not finalized yet, but if you were to, kind of go through and think, okay, here's a team that has a chance of winning it. These guys don't. These guys do. These guys don't. What would you say is going to be the championship game right now? Not necessarily who's going to win it, but what 2 teams do you find to be in the championship right now, based off of who is registered right now?
Oh man, I got to go with this St. Louis team, the Kirkwood champions. I think they're what they've done in years past when they've played has been incredible, and I just, like you said, they remind me of the old Regulators. I think they're going to get around the bases, and I'm not going to go against Nick Hogan. So I'm going to pit the youngsters up against Wiffle Squad, and I'm going to take the youngsters, though. I think they're going to crack the egg.
So you're gonna go ahead and make your prediction.
I'm going to do it right now. Yeah, I think the St. Louis team's going to come down here and whip some butt, and I hope that's not the case, Mike. I really don't. I'd like to say the Regulators are going to show up in old fashion, and Stag's going to come swinging like they always do. But
now, is there going to be an NBA Jam sighting by chance?
NBA Jam as of this morning, is committed, and so they're in. I'm not sure they have a full roster.
Now, is Kirk Beller still on that team?
Kirk Beller is supposedly the captain. He's been somewhat of a silent captain.
Yeah, so chances of them showing are nil.
Slim to none.
Slim to none.
Yeah.
Okay. So
well, the team will show up. Kirk may or may not.
Kirk may not be there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
It's expected
And
for sure.
And it's typical.
It's typical. So, they've been dysfunctional, Mike, for so long now that you just can't pick them to win it.
I understand.
Or even show up.
Right.
You hate to, you hate to even consider them.
Rumor is, too, I have heard you mentioned the regulators. I hear they're having a little issue filling out their roster possibly. So that's what, that's what happens whenever you get into these, high pressure situations. It really, push comes to shove, and who's going to be there and who's not, who's willing to run the bases, play the field, deal with maybe the aches and pains, and who just is going to be like, yeah, it sounded fun, but I'm not going to be there. Yeah,
it's easy. These guys are, some of them are playing golf in the morning. Some of them are going to their kids' soccer tournaments. Who knows if they're going to show up? We're gonna put 4 out there, and we're gonna see what happens. I can guarantee you that. Oh, hey, but another two teams that I'm concerned about that are dark horses in this tournament, Mike, are 2 teams that Special Olympics Missouri have put in. And as you know, as a local guy, they've fielded some softball teams that can play ball.
Heck yeah, they do. Heck yeah, they
do. They're no one to sleep on, and I think they're going to show up and surprise a lot of people, and I can't wait. And so it's just an all-out, full-out, rounded field, and like I said at the top of the show, I don't know what to expect.
Well, that's always the best, right?
It is. It's you can't stack divisions here because it's not going to work. I think they're all going to be stacked.
All right, David Unterreiner, the founder and commissioner of WiffleWorld, bringing the 5th annual Summer Classic to Cape Girardeau, downtown, Knights of Columbus Hall, 4 fields going at once. It's going to be a lot of wiffle ball going on. So, and right now what are they called? The Kirkwood Crazies? What's their name?
The Kirkwood Champions.
Kirkwood Champions and Wiffle Squad. You're picking as the championship game with the Kirkwood Champions taking it in year 5 here. So looking forward to it. And, I'm on a roster. I don't know which roster I'm on. So I'm just going to show up at some point and see what team I'm supposed to be on and see what happens.
I think just weeks ago you told me call me when you need a pinch hit home run and you'll show up and make it happen.
That's about what it'll be. That's correct.
Yeah, keep your phone on loud, buddy.
All right, David. We'll see you Saturday. All right.
Sounds good, Mike. Appreciate everything.
This has been the WiffleWorld Summer Classic Wiffle Ball Championship Preview Show with SEMO ESPN. And welcome into the Summer Classic Preview Show brought to you by WiffleWorld. Mike Rennick, David Unterreiner, as we get set to look ahead to this weekend.